Hi, I'm Liz Granberg-Jerome from Gypsy Dreamer Quilts, and I'm back with month 5 of the second Saturday sampler for Quilters Paradise, This Way and That. And this month we're working on Tumbling Stars, which is this unit right here. It's a big block, but it's made up of 6 little blocks that go together very quickly. And so today I'm going to give you a few tips on how this one goes together. So, as we come in and focus here, you're going to be having a lot of small squares, and again, you're going to draw diagonally from corner to corner on all of the little squares, and then you're going to pair them with a rectangle, and those will be sewn from the center, from here out to the corner, so that you don't have any problem with those corners getting caught in your machine. When those are all made, you'll have little units that look like this, and you'll take your ruler and put the 1/4 inch line on the stitching line and cut that outer set of triangles off, and then you'll press that out, and that makes your little blade for the spinning star. And then you're going to put the white and red ones on top of the blue ones and sew those, and when they're sewn, they'll look like this. And those units go together like so, with the blues in the center. And you'll make 2 of these units per block, just like this. And when you turn one around and sew it to its mate, you've made 1 spinning star. And when you've got all of your stars made, there are sashing pieces that go on the bottom of each star. And you'll put those together like this. And then you'll build your units. Now, when you get ready to sew these together, you're going to sew 1 column of 2, and then you're going to sew 1 set with the sash at the top with 2 and sew it to the other 2, and leave these 2 sections separate, because when the whole quilt is done, there's a center seam here, and these will meet when you do your center seam at the end of the quilt. So don't rush and sew all 3 columns together. Do a single column with a star at the top, and do a section with the sash at the top and the star at the top on the other side to make the units that will meet in the middle at the end. Now, I'm going to have less pause, and we're going to show you how to make this go even quicker. Okay, I have already used my little seam guide and set my strip of mole foam right here for my scant 1/4 inch. And that's what I'm going to use as I'm sewing. Although with this I'm sewing on the line, but I'm still going to leave my guide on there. And I'm going to take my pieces, and I'm sewing from the middle of the long side of the rectangle down to that outer corner. And I'm trying to stay right on or to the corner of that line, so that as my pieces are sewn, I'm giving myself that extra little oomph of a scant on the left side of that drawn line. And if you feed your pieces in like this, one at a time, and don't stop and cut every time and chain piece them, this block actually goes very quickly, because you're just continuously sewing and getting all of your pieces sewn together. Do one more. And I would do this with all of the pieces, the red on the white and the yellow on the blue. And then you can do the same thing when you have your pieces trimmed and are ready to sew these together. You would put the white one on top and sew down. Is that correct? I'm looking, making sure I've got them the right orientation. Yes, so when I open them up, the white will be on the right and the blue will be in the center. And I would chain these pieces together as well. Now, whether you pin as you go on all of these is up to you. I just make sure that my pieces stay hugged up next to that mole foam so that I have got my proper seam allowance all the way down. And we'll do one more. And you can chain piece the entire set of blocks. And that goes very quickly and will help you get things done faster. Pause. Okay, so now one other little thing that I've got that makes things quick is a little thing called the Gizmo. And the cutting gizmo is a little stand here, and inside here is a razor blade. And this is a handy little tool. There's a couple of different versions out there, but this is the one we've got. And when you've chain pieced, you can come back and separate all of your pieces very quickly instead of having to cut each one individually. It's not a necessary thing, but it can be real handy when you've got a lot of pieces to do and you know you're going to be chain piecing and want to get on to the next part of the project. So once you're to this point, the pairs, once we've sewn them together, get pressed towards the blue. I can do just a little thumb press here, a little needle press. And then again, they're going to get sewn together into pairs just like these, and eventually you will have enough to make all 6 stars, and then assemble them in a set of 2 and then a set of 4. And this pair here would have that sash on this end and a sash in the middle, and the other star would be up here at this end. So they will alternate. Again, you're going to make a set of 2 and a set of 4, and then set them aside, and they will meet in the middle when we put the quilt together. And that's the Tumbling Stars for This Way and That, month 5 for the second Saturday sampler.